Italian Football Podcast.
But we have to talk about Lookman because
my God.
because
10 perfect performance.
I mean, I'm saying that this is one of the greatest performances in a final by an Italian team ever. I mean, this is one of the greatest individual performances by a player in a European final, and not just by an Italian for an Italian team, but by any. I mean, you said on your post-match pod last night. I mean, he's how many is it, 6 or 7 players in history, and not for nearly 50 years, 49 years, as a player scored a hat-trick in a major European final.
And the last one was Jupp Heynckes in 75 for Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, but I mean,
what a hat trick!
That's what I mean. I don't think any of those that did score a hat trick in the final will have scored a hat trick.
What was that? I'm sorry, but the first goal, nothing spectacular. But the second goal, the nutmeg on Xhaka, the dribbling, the balance, the control. Not to mention the third one as well. A couple of step overs.
The third one is unreal.
I mean, for me, I just immediately thought of the Pirelli slogan from the 90s, La potenza è nulla senza il controllo. Power is nothing without control, which they released, of course. It was about Ronaldo and R9 because that's what he was, whatever. But I'm not making any comparisons between them. But for me, his performance last night was that slogan. He embodied it. Power is nothing without control, because he had everything. He had power, he had control, he had composure, he had technique, he had intelligence. It was the perfect performance.
No, it was. It was, and I mean, you made a comparison there to Ronaldo. I mean, listen, no one's saying he's Ronaldo, Ronaldo, but that was a Ronaldo performance. Let's be honest. I mean, just because his name is Ademola Lookman, people are not gonna, people are gonna.
And he's also a Premier League reject. He was a reject at Everton. Blah blah blah.
Oh no, it's an amazing story. I mean,
I honestly think that last night, last night when you talk about I always say that for me, who the best player in the world is it's like un discorso di freschezza. Like, it depends on that day. Last night, Ademola Lookman was the best player in the world.
It was a performance by a player, but it was a worldy performance. There's no doubt about it.
Last night, I really think he was the best player in the world. I really think that
it was incredible. I mean, you said Ronaldo. He reminded me of Roberto Baggio. I tweeted it out, the Nigerian
second goal.
That second goal reminded me. Which goal does
Bulgaria
it
semi-final.
Bulgaria semi-final. Yeah. He cuts in from the left. He skips past his man. Okay, this was a nutmeg, but
he nutmegged Granit Xhaka.
The way he whipped it around the corner, and then that's the first thing I thought of. As soon as I saw that ball hit the back of the net in the corner, first thing I thought of was Roberto Baggio.
No, but for me, it was like I said, I didn't compare it to Ronaldo. Just that slogan: "Power is nothing without control."
Well, that's what makes him great, Nima, is that he really does have. I mean, he is he's very small. He's only 5'6", I think. He is. He doesn't get pushed off the ball. He's so strong on the ball. He uses his body really well. He's stocky. He's like a bull. He's like a little bull. But he's got the strength. But he's got the skill. I mean, the way that he dribbles past players, and he can do it. What makes him great is that he can do it in space. So he can dribble past players in space. But he can also dribble past players in close spaces as well. Like, he's so good at slowing it down, standing the player up, and then beating him for skill. He's got everything. He can go right. He can go left. He's got the step overs, as we saw with his last goal. I mean, he's brilliant. I mean, it just shows you that this is what I mean about when you've got the right coach, you can bring out the best in a player. And obviously, we'll come to Gasperini in a little bit, and there's been no one better than him at doing this in recent years. But his story, Lookman, is incredible. I mean, at the age of 16, he was playing Sunday League football. I mean, that is
in Waterloo.
That is for Waterloo, and that is almost unheard of, to be at the age of 16 playing Sunday League football, to then go on and make it as a
Jamie Vardy's career is also, it's right.
Yeah, it's so rare. These stories, it's very, like, if you're 16 years old and you're playing Sunday League football, the chances of you making it as a professional, let alone as a top professional at this level in the final of a big European competition, it's you're talking
It doesn't happen.
0.0001%, so it's an incredible. And also, if you look at the number of knocks that he's had, because he then did emerge as a really, really talented young teenager, Lookman, and he went to Everton. It didn't work out. Then he went to Leipzig, who, I mean, there's been very few clubs as good as Leipzig at developing youngsters. They're up there with Atalanta for the number of youngsters that they produce and home. And he didn't do it there. Then he came to Fulham, had a decent start. It didn't work out there. Then he went on loan to Leicester. Didn't work out there. And he played for. He chose to commit to Nigeria instead of England. Got Nigerian parents, although he was born in England. And you're thinking, well, at the age of 24, I think, when he joined Atalanta, you're thinking, well, this he's not going to make it.
No.
Enter Giampiero Gasperini, and then this is what happens. I mean, now wow. I mean, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And for me, he should be... Some people, by reflex action, will think this sounds crazy, but then take a little step back and have a think about this. For me, he should be on the Ballon d'Or shortlist this season. He's been in 3 finals this year. He's been the man of the match, obviously, in the Europa League final with one of the greatest performances in a European final. Okay, it's not the Champions League, but like I said, it's in a competition where Atalanta have beaten Champions League teams. He's done this in the final against the best team in Europe this season. He was in the final of the Coppa Italia, where he was the only Atalanta player that impressed. He hit the post in that. He played well in that final, let's be honest. He played in the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. He scored 3 goals for Nigeria. He's one of the best players in the tournament. And he's had an excellent season for Atalanta. He scored 15 goals, 8 assists. And that's 23 goal contributions. Still 2 games to go from a deep attacking role. It's not a striker. For me, he has to be on the 30-man shortlist. I'm not saying he's going to win. He's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. It's going to go to someone that does well at the Euros, or someone that wins the Champions League. I'm not saying he should win it, but he should 100% be on the Ballon d'Or shortlist.
No. I think when you do things at this level, this big, this important, you do make waves. I think he will be amongst the top 20 for sure. He should be amongst the top 20 in the world based on this season. I think so. He deserves it.